Ivanica may be defeated, but Megecula is about to appear. Hey guys, Outlook1997. I'm back to do a review for Black Clover, page 297. Now, you've been wondering what I've been doing lately. I'll leave the link down below to give you guys a look at my update channel, because I've been wanting to do some changes for the channel, but that's a story for another video, alright? So, please check it out if you haven't already, alright? Anyways, though, this chapter for Black Clover is really intense now, because now Ivanica has finally been defeated thanks to Noelle's new Saint Valkyrie form, but however, though, they're not out of the woods just yet. Just when you think she was about to do the final blow, that's when Megecula finally made her appearance. And let me just tell you, her design in this chapter, it really is gorgeous, and it just reminds me of that one demon from Berserk, and it really is really similar. Now that I think about it, you know. However, though, there's a lot to cover. Well, not too much to cover, but I will try my best to explain what happened. All right. So, without further ado, let's begin.
To start, let's talk about Noelle's fight against Ivanica. It's going back and forth from the previous chapter. She actually does the final blow against Ivanica. But in the end, of course, when she's on her last knees, Ivanica doesn't beg for mercy. She actually enjoys it, and actually views this as the type of friendship.
And you can just see the insanity she has in her look. I mean, Sally's crazy, yeah, but Ivanica, she takes a whole new nuts and a whole new level. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
But Noelle isn't having all of this, so she just plans to deliver the final blow to her, to avenge her mother. But before she can do it, that's when Megecula finally makes her appearance.
That's right. You know, for the first time ever, after so many hints, mentions of her, we were wondering what is Megecula's form, and what she can do. And now, we get to see her appearance. The embodiment of the devil herself and the user of curse magic, she finally makes her appearance. And let me just tell you, her design in this chapter is what you expected. Being like a demon that sort of is like being of lust. You know what I mean? It reminds me of that one character from Berserk that has that similar premise, you know? But I think in this case, she's more associated with curse magic. This is something at which I find it interesting, you know? Now, what's interesting about this is that the way how she's manifested into this chapter, or at least how she's taken this form, not even the other demons or Lucifer, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, doesn't even know about this, as she has her own way of entering the human world, because in order to all the demons to enter the human world, they need to activate the Tree of Clefo by going through each of the levels.
However, for Megecula's case, she needed the requirements of 3 powerful mages of the same sex, and one of them being Noelle's mother, and since she died a long time ago, she needed 2 more to manifest, which are Laura Pichica and Ivanica.
And we finally get to see her appearance.
So if this is true, that would mean that Laura Pichica is beyond saving, as she is nothing more than just a lifeless puppet for Megecula.
This is something which I find intriguing because, like, as we know from most recent chapters, the deal between, like, a devil and a human, they always had to be by in contract in order for one being to possess the other. You know? Like, for example, like, for Asta's case, since he's being binded with Labi, maybe they have a control of the body itself. And the same case for the Dark Triad. However, for Megecula and Ivanica's case, it's more like a free-for-all. You know what I mean?
In other words, whenever Ivanica enters her weak form, she allows Megecula to take control of her body freely, whenever she wants to, as long as she can fulfill her bloodlust. But I believe Ivanica was not aware of Megecula's true intentions. And if that is true, then that will mean that the devils contracted with the Dark Triad will betray them at some point.
So I would think that the devils like Megecula, Lucifer will betray the Dark Triad, and heck, even Zeno, I would even believe that Zeno's devil is going to betray him at some point. And speaking of which, now that she's been free, she's now using Laura Pichka as like a puppet of sorts. At least that's the way I see it. And just to look at the design of Laura Pichka in a devil form, my God, it really is just sad to see this, because just when you think she's getting a lot hurt and finally getting much needed friends she needs, she gets kidnapped and then just becomes like a puppet to not only Ivanica but for Megecula. and it's just crazy.
The chapter ends with Lori Pichiga in her wig form and Megecula giving Noelle one last chance to brawl if she wants to save her friend. And Noelle really out to kill Megecula once and for all.
Now, honestly, this chapter though, it was really intense now, and whatever happens, well, we just have to see what happens for this fight. Now, as for I believe how to defeat Megecula herself, that's something in which I believe there's just one key component. And this is just a deep prediction, so I'm not 100% sure this will happen. I believe like the only other person that can help Noelle and Gaija to help defeat Megecula and save Lord Pichiga is Gordon.
Now, to me, this makes sense considering that Gordon's family, the Agrippas, specialize in hex magic. And because Gordon spent the last 6 months studying curse magic, it would make sense for him to be part of this fight against Megecula to help Noelle and Gaija to save Lord Pichiga. But whether or not he's with the Black Bulls at Spade is left to be unchecked. But again, I believe that Gordon will be the one to help them to defeat Megecula once and for all.
At least that's what I believe, alright? But otherwise, though, we'll just have to wait until next week to see what happens with this fight, alright? So that's basically what I have to say, alright? So thank you so much for listening. And if there's anything I may have missed or mistaken while reviewing the chapter, please be sure to leave a comment down below to see what you think, alright? And please be sure to like the video, like it, subscribe to be notified for your next content. And thank you so much for watching, alright? So thank you, good night, and remember, the match away you will never give up. Peace!